Well, let's be on TV.
When Michael Roberts, a former cop and now convicted felon, opened the door of his Brooklyn Park home, he also opened himself up to our pointed questions. Since Roberts was a veteran police officer,
City of Minneapolis, the Minneapolis Park Board,
Who are you working for now?
Minneapolis Public Housing.
his pension is public information.
Do you think Minnesotans really care?
We think you'll care. Roberts was convicted of feeding a gang member information for money and dodging taxes. Despite that, he collects $6,127 every month for the rest of his life, a pension collected during a 40-year career as a cop. Because of his bad behavior, he ultimately lost his badge, his reputation, and for a year, his freedom. But he didn't lose his benefits. It's the law in Minnesota. But is it fair?
I'd like to ask, what's unfair about it?
Roberts isn't the only lawbreaker collecting a pension. Clemmy Tucker, a St. Paul cop snagged for distributing drugs, collects $3,908 a month for life. Tim Rehak worked for the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office when he was caught on camera stealing money during a sting. He collects $3,498.
We cannot wait.
And U.S. Senator David Durenberger pled guilty to federal charges of unethical conduct and misuse of public funds while in office. He collects a monthly pension of $7,166. They collect money because you help pay them the money. Like Bill Jacobs. He's a former teacher, camp counselor, coach, lawyer, and police chief of the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board. The 68-year-old sexual predator is locked up in maximum security at a prison in Faribault after admitting that he molested young boys. According to state law, the buck stops here for Jacobs because while he or any felon is serving time, they can't collect a dime. Yet the second that Jacobs is set free in 2024, 12 years from now, he'll pull in a pension of $4,499 a month until the day that he dies.
I don't view it as abusive, but other folks do.
Larry Martin oversees pension law for the legislature and helps to write it.
We don't have a provision that disallows it.
We checked. It's perfectly legal. 25 states, including Minnesota, don't have forfeiture laws for convicted felons. The other half of the country does.
If their crime had nothing to do with their state employment, I think that's an issue that should not come into play here.
These are the names of convicted felons we know of. But because the state doesn't keep a database or any records on how many felons are eligible to get their government pensions, no one really knows. Lori Hacking runs one of the state's 3 big pension plans.
It's probably a complicated issue, and it could be examined, but I don't think there's any quick and easy solution to it.
The Freedom Foundation of Minnesota is an independent think tank. It doesn't take sides, but keeps tabs on election year issues like the state's underfunded pension system. It's short $246 million a year. He says our story scratches the surface.
This is the time for everything to be on the table when it comes to pension reform, and this would seem like a logical place to start.
I am definitely going to give you my opinion.
While Michael Roberts gave us an earful, others we tried to talk to
Coming around by any chance?
prefer instead to quietly enjoy their pension payout out of sight.